up, everybody? Welcome to week 19 here on the 52 Horrific Weeks in 1988 series. I am your host, Mood616, and thank you once again for dropping in. Alrighty, guys, you know what time it is? It is time for another review. Of course, the remaining films went into the randomizer. Hit that random button, and we've got Cellar Dweller up here. Cellar Dweller finally got a DVD release by Scream Factory on the All Night Marathon Volume 2 pack, which is super cool. So, so getting into the plot of this one, it starts out with a little bit of backstory. Follows your character by the name of Colin Childress, played by, actually a brief, cameo by Jeffrey Combs in the film. He's a comic book artist, a very famous one, if that, and he has a comic book by the name of Cellar Dweller. And basically what happens is, as he's doing this comic book drawing one night, what he's drawing actually comes alive, and it doesn't turn out too well for him. A girl ends up getting killed, and he ends up burning down his place and dying and stuff. So they basically rule what happened in his place to be a kind of like a murder-suicide type deal. I guess the cops are saying that he went crazy and stuff like that, whatnot. So anyways, it jumps 30 years later into the present day. And it follows your main character, Whitney Taylor. She's an aspiring comic book artist too. Her idol is Colin Childress. And what the house that he had this accident in or whatnot, it's been now restored and turned into like an art institute or something like that. And it's basically just a house that's run by, this, headmistress or whatever you want to call her. And it just caters to people that are, doing art stuff. Like, you could be in film or drawing or even be a writer and stuff like that. And you got all these type of characters in the house and whatnot. But anyways, you got Child Whitney, Whitney Taylor, and she, of course, is obsessed with, the Cellar Dweller comic. She wants to kind of basically create her own version of Cellar Dweller and whatnot and stuff. She finds this, like, I guess what you can kind of call it is like a satanic Bible type deal, with all these kind of scriptures and stuff in the basement of this place where she sets up her room, in preparation to do her comic book and stuff. She reads some passages through there, and she starts creating her own comic book. And what she doesn't realize is that she's actually creating the exact same thing that Colin Childress had created, this monster, which is like a half werewolf, half demon / ghost / vampire type deal, is how they kind of, say what it is. But it's really fucking weird. But anyways, what she creates on paper comes to life, and then it kind of, comes full circle again, and some crazy shit starts going down in the house. And that is basically your main plot of the film. Now my thoughts on this one. It's a fun film. I wish it was actually kind of a little bit longer, to be honest. This one runs just under 80 minutes, so, it gives your backstory, and it gets kind of right into the film a little bit. Of course, you have, Whitney, she's got some issues with some of the people that are there. I guess when she first arrives at the house, the person that's running the institute and her kind of like sidekick or whatever have it out for her, and so when some things start going down with them, she's kind of like, the suspect and stuff. People are kind of questioning, what happened to this one girl because she went missing and stuff. But we do know, and you also learn that, what she's drawing is coming to life, and things are going down that way. So it's kind of a cool concept. I really like it. I like the whole concept of the comic book creations and stuff. I really like that. It has this like kind of old like 50s kind of like almost like PI narrative to it too at times, with this one writer that's in the house. He's kind of voicing over scenes and stuff. I really like that, and he's kind of doing like his minor investigation into it and stuff and what's going on. I think that was actually pretty cool. The film isn't very bloody and gory. There's one really awesome decapitation in this. I think it's totally kick-ass. But that's one thing I wish it had a little bit more of, was just more kills and things like that. Just kind of exploit that werewolf demon thing a little more. But like I said, it's just so short that I don't think you could really kind of fit it into the film. But But yeah, you know, it's a fun film though. It's a really fun film. I don't think it's like overly that great, but it's fun. It's fun. It's a really quick watch. It's definitely one to check out. But there's not really a whole lot more to say about this. You know, it's just a really quick, kind of quirky, fun film. I really like the whole Cellar Dweller name to the comic book, and it's very reminiscent of like, you know, kind of Creep Show and, you know, Tales from the Crypt and stuff. Like the way they have it set up, and you know, they even have a few issues that they show and stuff in the film, and it just kind of very much looks like that. It's very kind of cool. But yeah, Cellar Dweller. If I had to rate this film, I'd probably just give it about a 6.5. It's nothing too crazy or nothing, but it's definitely worth the watch. I'm sure a lot of people have checked it out now since it's been released by Scream Factory, but you know, yeah, it's cool. It was cool to see Jeffrey Combs in a quick little cameo. Kind of sets the stage for the, you know, the film and stuff. But you know, it's interesting. Cool little creature feature, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. So, oh, and yeah, I guess I could say that too. You know, it's actually got kind of an interesting little twist at the end too. I will say that it's got a little interesting twist. I remember the first time I watched this movie years and years ago. I fucking did not see it coming at all. But then again, I was pretty young when I first watched this film. And, you know, after all these years, I actually liked it a lot more back in the day than I do now. But I'm not going to say it's not fun. It's definitely worth a watch. So, but yeah, very cool kind of twist ending to it. I like it. So, but yeah, that's going to do it for Cellar Dweller here on week 19. So week 20 is next week. Man, it's crazy doing these series because it just really kind of shows me how fast the year's going by. But hope you guys are enjoying this. Cellar Dweller, check it out. It's worth the watch. And yeah, I'll be back next week, guys. Peace out.